Hey guys, welcome back to Top Tipper Betting Tips. I trust you're having a fantastic evening and you're getting ready for the racing that's going to be taking place out at the Vaal. I'm going to have the postman tipping out at the Vaal, so hopefully he can deliver for us. So I'm going to hand you over to the postman for his analysis.
Yeah, good evening all. Racing comes to us on Tuesday the 23rd of August from the Vaal Turf Club. There are 8 races carded and the first due off at 12:55. Guys, please take note, really competitive racing. Some really tough races. We'll go through the card together. Yeah, guys, just be careful. That's all I can say. Like as I said, some very tough races. Anyway, let's go through together. Race 1, due off at 12:55. This is a qualified maiden plate for the girls over 1,200 meters. And in the first event, our first selection here is horse number 7, and that is Gimme the Flame. Marco van Rensburg getting the ride here for Heather Adamson. Marco rode this one 4 runs back, finishing a length behind United Express. And I do think that in this field, this one will go really close. Last time out, finished 6 lengths behind Gobsmacked. Gobsmacked a little above average. And we know that the second horse has come out and won since. This one ran against winners last time out. Had the cheek pieces on. Cheek pieces remain on. And again, I think Marco van Rensburg for Heather Adamson. I think this is the right one. For second, guys, we've thrown in horse number 2. Sil Garden, JP van der Merwe for Bridget Stidolf. Form is there for all of us to see. This one generally sits up there. However, last time out was slow, but was running on really well. And again, if this jumps on terms, I think JP will go very close. Had blinkers on last time. This one keeps the blinkers on. And I think it's a 2-horse race here. For third, guys, I've thrown in a nice roughie, horse number 10. And this is Wilkie's. Caden Brewer for St. John Gray has had 3 runs. Last time out had excuses, wasn't striding out, was in season. We know that the horses don't run when they're in season. And only finished 7 lengths behind Lady of Power. I'm going to watch this one go down. If she's striding out nicely, I may have a couple places on this. But as I said, a very big price. For fourth, we've thrown in horse number 4. And this is Beltway. Ryan Munger for Ashley Fortune. And this one, not going to Hollywood, has had 14 runs for a second and 5 thirds. Has some fair form or some average form, let's put it that way. Last 2 runs with blinkers on, finishing 3 and 2.5 lengths off them. And again, in this field, can certainly run a drum. So the first race, guys, we've gone 7-2, thrown in the 10 as a roughie, hoping this one arrives with the 4. We move on to the second race on the card. And the second race, due off at 13:30, another qualified maiden plate over 1,200 meters. And guys, in this event, we find the first of my value bets. And this is a nice price, a little bit of a roughie. And this is horse number 4, Future Wolf, JP van der Merwe. For Heather Adamson, I'm hoping Heather gets a double here. Last time out against winners, finished 5 3/4 lengths behind Feather Boa. Put Feather Boa in this race, and I don't think we'll get a price at all. The time before that with blinkers, I'm just discarding that run. But the 2 previous times again against winners. So this one definitely run against a lot stronger, and I think round about 10-1, I think this is a very nice price. For second, we have gone for horse number 14. And horse number 14 is Don't Tell Ash. Ryan Munger for the Fortune Stable. First time aboard for Ryan. Very speedy sort. Has some fair form or some average form. But again, maybe good enough to fill in one of the minor spots. For third, we've thrown in horse number 2. And this is William the Fighter, Kabila Matsiani for Paulie Peter. Very nice effort last time out under Gavin Lorena. This one has a problem, always slow. If this one, if I knew would jump on terms, I would put this as a confident first selection, but always slow and always running on too late. For fourth, we have thrown in horse number 3. This is Pendragon, Marco van Rensburg for Fani Bronkhorst. Last time out under Cabello, finished 2.5 lengths behind Texas Red, was staying on, and again, good enough to fill in one of the minor spots. So the second race, guys, we've got 4, 14, 2, and 3, and we think that 4 is nice value at around about 10 to 1. We move on to the third race on the card, and the third race is due off at 14.10. Another maiden handicap for fillies, but this time to be run over 1,600 meters. Guys, I think this is a 2-horse race. And our first selection here is horse number 2, Summerland. Very, very short, I think around about 6 to 10. Donald Geertsen getting the ride here for Corne Spiss. I think Donald will jump and go to the front and play Catch Me If You Can. If there was a stronger boy aboard, I would have made this an absolute banker. However, with the kid aboard, I'm not going to banker. I'm going to put 2 horses in all my exotics. So we've gone 2. Our second selection is horse number 1, and this is Arabian Sky. Cabello Matsiane getting the ride for Stewie Pettigrew. Has some average form. Best career effort was over this course and distance, and I've thrown this one into run second. My third and fourth selections are roughies, and for third I have gone for the 6. This is Batik, Jeff Seister for Brett Weber. Jeff rides really, really well for the stable. Brett has some decent horses in the yard, drops back to a mile, and I'm looking for an improved effort from the 6. For fourth, we have gone for another big roughie here, horse number 5, and this is Vosh Arnoy. JP van der Merwe for Fani Bronkhorst. Again, I'm looking for improvement over the longer trip. I think it's bred for the longer trip. And again, 20-1, maybe good enough for back ends of trifectas and quartets, and only carrying 52 kilos. So race 3, I've gone 2, 1, 6, and 5, but I do think it's a boat race between the 1 and the 2. Guys, we move on to the 4th race on the card. And the 4th race here is due off at 14:40. And in the 4th race, our first selection here is horse number 4, and that is Ships at Sea. Caden Brewer retaining the ride for St. John Gray. I think this one is nicely weighted. Last time out under Caden, finished 2 lengths behind the winner, was bumped, so had an excuse, was staying on, and I do think that this one will go very close. For second, we've gone for horse number 3. This is Global Approach. Rachel Venniker traveling up to Gauteng to ride for Brett Crawford. Has got some decent form, and I think that this one will jump, will sit handy, and again, should finish in the money. For third, guys, we've thrown in horse number 6, bit of a roughie here. Lord Tennyson, Cabello Matsiani getting the ride for Paul Peter. This one seems to be improving slowly. We know that Cabela is in form, and again, I would not be leaving this one out any exotic. For fourth, we've thrown in horse number 10, and this is the Merciful for Lasandin Choli getting the ride here for Tyrone Zaki. I think has some average form, but maybe good enough here. I think in quite an open event, we've gone 4, 3, 6, and 10. We move on to the 5th race on the card, and the 5th race is due off at 15:10. And in the 5th race, guys, quite a tough race. My narrow first selection here is horse number 9, Terror Time. I think this is nicely weighted at 55. Marco van Rensburg for Lucky Hoodalakis. and I certainly think that this one will go very, very close in an open event. For second, we've thrown in horse number 10, Peyton's Tears. Ray Dennison for Lucky Hodolakis. If Lucky wins the race before, I certainly won't be leaving this out. This one has a bad habit of jumping slow, but does finish the races off really, really well. For third, guys, we've thrown in horse number 1, and this is Imperial Master, Filasande Toli. For Stewie Pettigrew, has some decent form. Filasande knows this one, and again, should be there when the whips are cracking. For fourth, guys, we've thrown in horse number 5, Snow Palace. Samanga Kamalo getting the ride for Corne Spiss. Samanga rode and won well last time out. Sat handy, kept rolling. So what Samanga has ridden this on 2 occasions, winning on both occasions. And again, guys, don't leave this one out any of your perms. Can certainly surprise. So in race 5, 9, 10, 1, and 5. We move on to the 6th race on the card. And again, here I have gone for a value bet. I think currently around about 12 to 1. So the 6th race drew off at 1540, classified stakes to be run over 2,400 meters. Again, quite an open event, but I do think that horse number 6, Cape Bouquet, at around about 12 to 1, I think is really, really, really good value. Calvin Habib getting the ride for Brett Crawford. My apologies, for Brett Weber. We know that Calvin rides really, really well for the yard. Brett only puts Calvin aboard when the horse has got a chance. And we go back and we look to the run on the 15th of the 5th. And this ran second to Flying First Class. Really, really, really decent effort, over 2,600 meters. If this one reproduces that run, I think we'll take a power of beating. And as I said, round about 12 to 1, I certainly think this is decent each way value. For second, guys, we have thrown in horse number 10. And this is Crusade to Royalty. Cabello Mazziani getting the ride here for Roy Magna. Cabello has ridden this one on 2 occasions. He won on the one occasion, finished third on the other. And again, this one has been held up before and has been running on. However, the last couple efforts was staying on. But I do think that carrying only 53.5, this one has been placed in both attempts over this distance and certainly shouldn't be left out of any perms. For third, guys, we've thrown in horse number 3, Arlington Action. And this is Ryan Munger for Tyrone Zaki. We know that Tyrone gets the horses well over ground, and I certainly won't be leaving Arlington Action out. Form is there for all of us to see and can certainly make everybody pick up their hooves. For fourth, we've gone for horse number 1, and this is Romeo's Magic. Marco van Rensburg for Brett Warren. Has some decent form over shorter, has never run over the distance, and certainly may fill in the back end of trifectas and quartets. So race 6, guys, 6, 10, 3, and 1, and we think that 6, currently around about 12 to 1, is a decent each way bet. We move on to the 7th race on the card. It's off at 16.10. This is a merit rated or low merit rated 69 handicap. Over 1,000 meters for the girls. And in the 7th race, again, I think this is an open event. My narrow first selection is horse number 7, Baby Don't Hurt Me. JP van der Merwe getting the ride here for Paul Peter. Very, very speedy sort. I see they've thrown blinkers on this one for the first time. I do think that this will jump and go, and under the hands of JP, I'm hoping keeps going. For second, guys, we have gone for horse number 1, Spanish Song. Nice price here. Again, I've thrown this one in because we know that Calvin Habib rides well for the Brett Weber yard. Was not a bad effort last time. Did have excuses, finished the race off coughing. This one has dropped in class. And I think that, or I certainly won't be leaving this one out. Any of my exotics, I'm going to take a smaller percentage, but I'm putting a lot of horses. For third, we've gone for the 2, Clean Living. And this one also has been running against some really, really decent sorts. Donna Geertsen will be taking the 2.5 kilos off for the Spice Yard, and again, should not be left out. For fourth, guys, we throw in horse number 5, and this is Letitia's Angel. This did us a favor, 2 runs back, winning really, really well. I think we all got 5-1 that on that occasion, was punted in. Last time out, we still had places on this one, I think around about 7-2 or 33-10. Very, very speedy sort, and again, maybe good enough to run a drum. So race 7, guys, 7, 1, 2, and 5. We move on to the lucky last, race number 8. And I don't know how lucky this one is, guys. This one is due off at 1640, a met rate at 74 handicap over 1,200 meters. When we looked at the betting, I think it was 6-1 the field. Guys, anything can win this race. Really, really, really. I certainly be putting as much as the budget would allow. As I said, I'd rather take a small percent. 20% of some things, better than 100% of bugger all. So I'll certainly be putting as many as the budget would allow. However, in a very, very open event, my first selection here is horse number 6, Pinder Mazala. Jeff Seister retaining the ride for Clinton Binder. Has had 2 decent efforts, 2 runs back, finishing 3rd behind Spielberg. That was a very, very nice run. Last time I had no luck in the running, finishing just over a length behind Stormy Seas. If this one gets a clear passage, I think certainly will give a good account of itself. For second, guys, we've thrown in horse number 10, and that is Written in Stone. Nathan Klink getting the ride for the Weber Yard. I think that if this was a right one, I do think that Jeff Seister would have the ride, but I think that this one can certainly finish second. If this one is held up, we'll be finishing when others have cried enough. For third, guys, we've gone for the 12, Power Ranger. Ray Danielson for the Magna Yard. And again, the form is not too bad, finishing 3 lengths, 5 lengths, and 1 length behind the winners. 2 runs back under Keegan DeMello. This one was running on really, really strongly. And again, in this field, certainly cannot be left alone. For fourth, we've thrown in horse number 5, Roger the Dodger. Marker van Rensburg for the Cornet Spice Yard. We saw Marker open with the winner and close with the winner last week. He can certainly do so again. Marker has ridden this one on the last 4 occasions for 2 seconds and a 4th. And again, very, very speedy sort, maybe very, very hard to peg back. So as I said, guys, in a very, very tough race, we've gone 6, 10, 12, and 15. Guys, exotics, just be careful. If you want to banker in the third race, if you want to take a chance and banker the 2, I know it's very, very short. I don't think it's a 6-10 shot. I'm not saying it won't win. As I said, I think it's a 2-horse race, but anything's possible. Just be careful, guys. I'm sure there are better cards. I do think the value bets can certainly go close, can certainly run a drum, and they may be worth the only 2 bets on the day. Guys, take it easy. Look after yourself. Watch for scratchings. Watch for jockey changes. Watch for betting moves. Look after yourself, as I said. Stevie, back to you in the studio.
Thanks for that, the postman. We appreciate that. I see you've tipped the 8-race program, and you've tipped your bar pot and your PA and your jackpot 1 and jackpot 2, and you've got 2 value bets for us. So hopefully we can start picking up off the fantastic form we've been on. We've had a quiet week or so. Horses just aren't running the way we're seeing them, but hopefully they can start doing it now. So guys, I'm going to end this video now. Enjoy, have fun, break a leg, and cheers for now.